Welcome to Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. And today we're working on my Punisher guitar. Now, I built this guitar. This was my first guitar build. I built it when I had just been home a matter of weeks from having my heart transplant, almost about 2 years and 4 months ago. So, of course, it was my first guitar build. Actually, it was one of the Scar My Guitar Timu builds, um, where he had done a Sean had done a video about getting the parts all from Timu. So I did that. This guitar had actually been through like three different necks till I got the right one. I did shim the neck. I did do a lot of work to this guitar. It's got locking tuners, rolling string trees that I've changed since I originally built the guitar. Um, I put the Punisher stickers on there. My Not All Disabilities Are Visible. My But Did You Die sticker. And this has actually got a borrowed part too from the Kramer, from the original pick guard, which I actually used on a guitar that I gave to a friend, son. And this is the original pick guard that I got loaded when I built the guitar. So all I really had to do was hook up three wires. This has also got a Geiger tremolo. And of course, it's not the original tremolo I bought when I first started the guitar. I did end up replacing it during the build. So now the guitar is sat in my previous apartment. Of course, this is the new studio. Um, and it's got a little bit of fret sprout. The action is very high. So we actually got the string is getting caught up underneath the frets over here. So I got to do a little bit of work to this. So that's what we're going to do today. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And let's get this on the bench and start the work. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is check and make sure everything's still working on this. As you can see, I kind of made these frets pretty good. They're almost ball end, but there's a couple of spots that are really sprouted bad. And it's sprouted all the way from the cold winter in the other apartment, the heat on, the window, it was by the window. And I noted in other videos that's a problem that I had. So we're going to check it first. So we've got no buzz so far. A little buzz in the A string. So nothing in the E string. Still in pretty good tune. These are really good tuners that are on here. So I don't have microphonic, I don't believe. Turn the volume up here and see. Hello. So you can't speak into them, but they do have a little bit when you touch. very, 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 very slight. So I'm not going to change these. It's the first guitar I built. I want to kind of leave it the way it is. I actually, when I was cutting this, I had a crack here. I repaired here and touched it up with paint. And I'm just leaving it because it's the first guitar I ever built. You know, I got enough guitars that I've got perfect ones. This one's not perfect, and it's, you know, never going to be perfect. But I want it perfectly playable. So that's what we're going to work on. I have adjusted the tremolo, but I think I need stronger strings because I still have a little bit of a gap between the body and the tremolo. You can see that there. So we're going to have to put some heavier springs in this or add a spring. And I've got extra springs, so we can do that. Also, the string height on this, I think, is atrocious from the winter. So let's check that on the 12th fret. Yeah, we're at 2.75. And this was set at 1.75. So we've definitely got to straighten out the neck. Nope, excuse me. Knocking the camera around. Got a new camera setup so you can get a better angle on the guitars, which you can see. Knobs are all good. Smooth with the volume. The tone works. So both tones work smoothly. So that's all good. So I think what we got to do is take care of these sharp fret edges. And then once we straighten the neck out, check for the fret level. Make sure that that's all good and copacetic, as Ted from Ted Talks Guitars and Life says. And then, of course, we'll want to do the old train on the guitar. The neck, the string height, intonation, the nut, all the good stuff. So we're going to do that. And this will probably be a couple videos because this is definitely a guitar I want to show all the love to, being my first build. And I want to turn it into an absolute playing piece of perfection. Doesn't have to look the best, and it looks pretty good. But I mean, I can see some little scratches it's got along the way. You know, it's been through 3 moves. Um, you know, the original issue here that I had to repair. And now you can't see it from the 22nd row. You can't even see it from the 5th row. So, you know, I did a pretty good job there. And I'm pretty proud of the fix, considering I cut this with this tool. I did not have any of the tools I have now. I cut it with this and shaped it with a file. So, pretty good job considering. And the neck was pretty wobbly. I actually shimmed it on the sides to get it perfect string alignment, as you can see. And then if you go up the neck, you can see that string alignment goes all the way up. So there's a lot of things I did right from watching Scar My Guitar and other channels, like Ted's and Tone Yeager. And, when I first started out, those were kind of the major channels that I watched. And then I got into the community and met everybody and started my own channel. So I think that's what we're going to do. And, of course, we're going to have to take the strings off. Now, this also has nines on it because my preference for guitar strings back then were nines. So we'll put nines back on it because these have been the same strings since I built the guitar. So the only thing that I really did to this guitar was a little bit of touch up in the last videos I did on it. And also I had put the BBM NY Custom Edition Punisher US Veteran Built sticker on it. So I want to see how long this is with my shooting the breeze and telling you about the guitar and what we're going to do to it, and then decide if we're going to start it today or save that for the next video. So I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to do the tremolo repair real quick with the new spring. We're just going to add one in and see what that does. Because I've got this thing pegged. So we're going to see what one does. Now you'll see me using this to take these out, but you won't see me use it to put them back in. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. Easiest way to do this is to, let's actually take this one out here. We're going to move this over. Use the screwdriver. We don't edit out our mistakes here. Okay, this one we're gonna have to loosen up. Let's see what we gotta do here. Okay, there we go. And you'll see my terrible solder job from when I first started soldering again. And then this one, we're going to probably pull that the same way. Back in there. And since I'm doing that, I'm going to move this over too. Put this over here. Now that's soldered in there, so I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to go messing up the ground when the ground is good. Get in there. All right. So now we've got 4 in here. Now let's tighten this back up. Oops, wrong one. Of course, I'll have to re-intonate the guitar. Let's see. I think we might finally be there. Almost. Now, some of this has got to do, I think, with the body. Because I've never had a tremolo sit up like this and stay up like this. I think I'm going to have to deck it out again. It's almost there, but there's still a little bit. I think we may have to go one more. And I did not want to have to do that. But you got to do what you got to do. So we're going to steal another one from this other tremolo, and I'm just going to have to order some new springs. All right. Going to go one more. Another screwdriver. Can't put any more springs in there, can you? And that is decked all the way. And of course, now we'll have to drop this down because that was all E was all the way up to F. And I'm doing this laying down because it doesn't really matter. As long as it's close. I just want to see if it's going to sit down. So, almost there. And it's almost down, but it's not all the way down. So the next question is, what can we do here? Give these a little don't really care. I got to change these strings anyway. I just want to check here and see. Okay, we're finally flat. That's what it took. Now we've got a functioning tremolo. All right, almost there, guys. Almost there. All right, so we got the tremolo taken care of. Off camera, I set the pickup height, and where I had made this repair, freed up this pickup to be able to move it because it was stuck in there from the things that I used to fill that um, pick guard when I kind of rebuilt that where it cracked. So that's taken care of. By fixing the tremolo, it's also lowered the action. I'm actually at 1.75 on the low E and the A, and then it starts to rise up a little from there. So I'm going to just make some adjustments on the bridge. Then I'm also going to check the neck in the next video, make sure that everything is straight and it doesn't need a truss rod adjustment. If it does, we'll do that. And we got the fret ends to deal with. So we're done for today, like I said earlier. Thank you for watching Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think so far of this revamp on my first build. And we'll see you in the next one. Rock on.